So we are
There we
starting.
go. Alright, so.
We are up.
Yes. And I can't get us both in the shot this way.
I'll just go.
You
Like,
just get closer.
I'll just go nut to butt. Hi.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to the Raj and Rich Show. I am you. Well, you are Raj, but you are.
I'm Raj.
Sorry, we've not been doing this on the normal day, so it's been fucking me up completely.
I'm Raj.
And I am Rich.
He wishes.
Nah, I do. I still haven't checked my lotto tickets from last week either.
Oh
They're
man,
still
you should
sitting in the
definitely
car.
check it, man.
Maybe I got enough to.
You're slacking.
Maybe I got enough that where I can buy like a piece of property and build a castle, and then when I'm done with it all, then I can look back at everybody and go, okay, yeah, cool. You did what? Where? I built a fucking castle.
Oh, just like how the Dark Riders did.
Y'all, out of fucking like pallets and 4x8s.
I'm
and shit.
talking about the new one.
Okay, so
There's no pallets.
So there's plywood involved now. You're stepping up in the world, and a little bit of conduit.
Maybe a little bit more than just that. Well,
There you go. Alright, so anyway, folks, for those of you that are new to watching this show, because we do have some new people watching the show, especially over here on my Facebook page.
we have nobody watching on
We have
YouTube right now.
nobody watching on YouTube, and I don't even know what a YouTube link is to be able to recite it, because it's a whole, it's like youtube.com/ a bunch of, hey, Super Dave is there.
Super Dave.
All right,
That's,
so, but anyway, if you, while you're checking us out live, if you scroll on our page, you know, every time I say R, and they really can't see anything, so now they can see part of us. If you scroll down on my page, you will see a link that'll take you over to the YouTube page, and you can watch us live on YouTube, because here in a couple minutes, I'm going to be turning this off. This is just a little precursor to let you guys know what's going on. Before we cut off, and the thing we're going to talk about, we talk about two different things on our show. We talk about the game of Amtgard, of course,
Yes.
because both of us are in the game of Amtgard.
Yes, we are.
And then we talk about real world stuff.
Because
and,
we can.
Yeah, and because we can. And there's a lot of real world stuff to talk about. There's all kinds of things.
A lot of funny shit,
You know,
too.
there's some funny crap in there. You know, brawls breaking out and stuff like that. Hey, and just a real quick little bit before we go into this, because some of our veteran listeners know about this. The United States Navy did not wreck any ships in this past week and a half.
So this is 2 weeks now that they haven't crashed
They've
yet?
gone 2 weeks without
2 weeks!
wrecking equipment into Japan.
That's great.
So there we go. So hey, way to go, United States Navy. It looks like you might get that 48-hour pass for Christmas, because y'all didn't wreck shit. Maybe.
But sorry for your loss during the Army-Navy game.
Yeah, y'all did get your ass whooped.
Finally.
Yeah, finally the Army won that game. You know how many people lost money on that game?
A lot.
There was a lot of people that went with a safe bet, and they're like, we're just going to go ahead and bet Navy because they always win, and fucking Army won. I'm happy. I'm an Army vet. I'm like, yeah!
Right.
Yeah, so there
I
you
always
go.
go Army for that game.
Alright, so anyway, so yeah, so we're going to talk about things in Amtgard, and we're going to talk about things in the real world. Okay, we always start off with Amtgard, so if you're not an Amtgarder, it's probably going to be pretty hard for you to follow along. Also, today is a special day. Very special day, because this is our Christmas special, because we're not doing another show before Christmas.
Correct.
Okay. So we said that if we got up to 25 subscribers, and I know some of y'all that are like YouTube veterans are all like, 25. That was like day one for me, bro. Anyway, if we got to 25 subscribers, we were going to give away Jareth. That's right, Jareth.
Mint in box.
Yes, mint in the box, not the open one that sits on the table.
That's mine.
We're giving away a mint in the box for if you are a subscriber of the show. Are we going to, if we get any new ones while we're on air, are we going to allow them
Yeah.
to be entered in? Okay, so if you do subscribe tonight, before we do the drawing, make sure you tell us in the chat, hey, I just subscribed, so that way we can add your name to the list.
Yes.
Okay, because we
And
don't
it'll go into this hat right here.
Yeah, because we don't have the ability to check the list while we're live on air.
Especially since we don't have a station manager tonight.
Yeah, we don't have a station manager tonight, which means we're running completely off the rails.
Completely
off the rails. It's amazing. It's a Christmas special. There it is.
It's a Christmas miracle.
That too. We finally got rid of the people who want to talk in the background, for Christ's sakes, while we're doing the show.
No shit. So those of you who are on YouTube, that whole spiel that Rich has been doing, he's been doing it on his Facebook Live feed that he was doing. For the people that are on there who have not subscribed yet.
Yes. Yes, and we have a whole bunch of people there. My my friend Tom.
Merry fucking Christmas to you too, Tom.
Yeah, and for the first time ever, check this out. For the first time ever, I've been playing fantasy football for 4 years. Okay, 4 or 5 years, maybe. No, like 8 years. For the first time ever, I got past the first round of the playoffs. For the first fucking year ever. And I scored the most points in a single game I have in all 8 years this last week.
I don't know anything about fantasy football.
Hey, wait,
so.
Sorry, I'm geeking out.
No, it's jocking out.
Yeah, I'm jocking out.
It's jocking out.
Fantasy football is D&D for jocks. It really is.
Just without the numbers and the rolls and the crits.
There's lots of numbers involved.
Yeah, but you don't have to fucking roll that fucking nat 20 or that.
Hell no, but you got to make sure Jackass decided to show up and play a fucking football game that day.
Yeah, there's that.
You know.
All right.
So anywho, besides that, so anyway, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, I'm only going to keep this up probably another minute before I shut the Facebook Live page down, and you guys are going to have to go over to our YouTube channel. Like I said, you're going to have to scroll through my page because I can't recite the link to the YouTube page because it's not just a YouTube/Raj and Rich Show episode, whatever.
Which I will fix later.
That would be great because then it would be simple.
Yes.
No, instead it's / number sign
blah,
blah 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 blah. We're not real professionals here.
No, we're not.
Okay, so let's talk about the world of Amtgard. Okay. And the CK.
Crix is back.
He was gone, and now he's back.
And
It's like Jason Voorhees. When you think he's gone, all of a sudden out of nowhere, you're walking through the woods late at night, and all of a sudden this creeper comes up and you hear this. That, and then you're like, oh shit, Crix is behind me.
fuck.
Damn it. So anyway, yeah, but Crix is back, and I will say this much: as much as I disagreed with Crix on many occasions, I'm actually glad to have him back.
Yeah.
He is a vital part of things, and
to a degree.
To a degree, it just.
I will say this about Crix.
His tact on when people disagree with him is where he's off.
I will say this about Crix. He is very good at marketing.
Yeah, I will give him that.
He's very good at marketing.
Yes, very good.
But his... Yeah, I'm not even going to get into it because it's just too much to discuss.
But Crix is back.
I can spend an hour talking about how...
I don't think we need to. I don't want to give him that much of a head on his shoulders.
No.
I mean, he's already got an ego, and
he doesn't deserve that much credit.
If we devote an entire hour to Crix on this show,
God.
His ego is gonna, his head is gonna push through this house from his place in Austin. That's how big it's gonna get.
Yeah,
you know.
Shit.
So Crix is back now. So that, I guess things have gotten a little bit better on that one. Also. The last 48 hours. The last 48 hours.
Oh my God.
And it's still going.
It's still going.
It's still going. It's just now moved to private people's pages. You got to go to like 6 different people's pages in order to follow along with the conversation at this point.
But it all started on an Amtgard page.
It did. And okay, so there's a lot. Okay, well that's nice to know.
Yeah.
For our later story.
Since we'll be getting into that.
Little news update, so when we go to the mundane side, you guys, we got a little update on that.
Yeah.
So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, and the last 48 hours has been a rather interesting one in the CK. What happened let's start from the beginning, shall we?
Let's do this.
Let's go in the Wayback Machine. So it's been more than 24 now, so we're at 48, because it's Tuesday.
Technically 36.
Something like that.
Technically 36 because it started midday Sunday.
Okay, so anyway, so the other day at Murky Waters we had yay Kill Mill. So the other day at Murky Waters, Jill and Harley came by to visit, and when she got there, park starts at 2.
Yeah.
No one was there. The reason why I was not there is I was going to be there on time, but I forgot Jill and Harley's Christmas present. So I had to turn around and go back and go get it. Okay. So I was late. Okay. As people were rolling in, they decided to say, hey, we've taken your park in a raid, because we're doing this whole raid thing in the kingdom. Okay. However, the raid doesn't count because the rules of the raid weren't complied to. It has to be on a kingdom visit. It has to be announced ahead of time. There has to be plans. Basically, it's the WWE, where we know the outcome before the outcome.
It's a game within a game.
It's a game within a game of the game.
Yes.
That's gaming.
I lost the game.
And so did I. I just rolled a 1.
And so did everybody else that was playing the game.
Yes, everybody was just playing the game. They just fell off the table. So anyway, so it didn't count, but we were still having some fun with it. We were goofing off was all we were really doing. It wasn't serious. And of course, and by the way, Dervish, here in a minute, this is about to go bye-bye. You may want to go to my YouTube page.
Yeah, Dervish.
So anyway, Dervish is the one that's supposed to work on our graphics for us.
Oh, cool!
And yeah,
we're gonna have graphics coming up.
We're gonna be at some point. We're gonna have graphics because Dervish said he'd help us out with that. So anyway, and so they posted on the CK page that, hey, Murky Waters, we just took your park, blah blah blah, and then things went south. I'm not going to go into detail of the things it said because we don't need to bring up the details. However, something was said that wasn't intended to be hurtful, but it was taken that way.
And it got polarized to like fucking hell.
And then it got sent, somebody got a screen capture of it and posted on the Amtgard Disabilities page. And they went nuclear, and it went nuclear everywhere. And at some point after sitting there, because I'm the one that, I got a phone call concerning the matter because I was doing my job and I wasn't really paying attention to Facebook. And I got a phone call about it, and I went and looked at it, and it had been going on for a while. And finally I saw that, link to YouTube. I can't...
It's on his page.
It's on my page, so as soon as I shut this down, which it's about to go bye-bye, but the thing is I saw that it was going the way that it was going, and I turned around and I contacted the Monarch, and I said, hey, I contacted Liriel about it. I said, hey, here's what's going on. I'm going to post an apology on behalf of the park for what's going on. And I understand that it upset. I understand that it upset Natasha. Hey, thanks, Kill Mill. I understand it upset Natasha because I didn't talk to Natasha first before I did it.
Yeah.
Okay, and I get that, and I apologize to Natasha for jumping and making an apology. However, being an individual who has owned businesses, being an individual who has run nonprofit organizations, okay, I understand immediately. Do we want? I don't want to take the phone call in the middle of the show. I understand immediately when you have a PR nightmare on your hands. You have a personal. You have a public relations nightmare about to happen. And so, besides the fact that I think that, you know, somewhere we needed to have a stop moment, I wanted to try and stop the PR nightmare that was happening. And like I said, unfortunately, like I said, in the process, I slowed down the conversation when I did my apology. Okay? I did slow it down. However, you know, it still kept going, and then it went off into other pages. And so, like I said, I apologized to Jill as an officer of the park. I went ahead and took responsibility and apologized to her and her family. Okay? And again, I apologize to Natasha for doing that instead of letting her do it, because she got upset over me doing it. So, but then it's like Uncle Rob, and then
so Tasha just wanted people to know that she wasn't saying it to be rude or mean or to discriminate.
And we got that, by the way.
Yeah.
By the way. Alexa, can you play Forever Young, please? Alright, so I I think they probably got smart by now and turned that feature off while we're on there. By the way, ladies and gentlemen on Facebook, if you haven't already gone to the YouTube page, you might want to now because I'm saying bye-bye. We're going to continue this conversation over on the YouTube channel. So we'll see you later. Go over there. Make sure you guys subscribe. And I'm not going to lie. I felt a little tingly when you did that.
Oh, God.
Okay. And we won't see you again on Facebook. So, hey, have a Merry Christmas. We'll see you over on the YouTube channel. All right. So, anyway, like I said, it's like Uncle Rob. And then... Okay, I don't need to... Okay, I got it. Alright, so, like I said, you know, and then it went nuclear on private pages. And it's still going nuclear on private pages. Okay.
It also doesn't help that people are making videos the past few days constantly talking shit!
Who's been making videos? I missed that part.
One of them's watching our show right now.
Oh, well, no, he wasn't talking shit.
Yeah, kind of.
No, he wasn't. Besides that, how did you understand half the shit he said? His truck rattles so damn much when he goes live from his work truck. It's like, I don't
even think you're supposed to be smoking in a work truck.
I literally have the volume cranked all the way up so I can hear him. And I'm just screwing with you, Kill Mill. But no, he wasn't talking shit. But you know, the thing is, he just wanted his feelings to be known about the situation, and it's understandable because you know. But here's the deal: Natasha did not say it out of spite, or to have people react the way they reacted.
Harley can't comment, but she was talking shit.
Well, yeah, when they went live, Harley did talk a lot of shit. But the thing is okay, it wasn't said with the intention to harm. It wasn't. And
it was said in a way to point out exactly what was going on at the time. It wasn't meant to be construed as, oh, well, because you're in a wheelchair, it means that you can't do anything.
Yeah, and that's not what was meant by it. However, the problem is the way it came across, and then the way certain things were, the way the whole conversation went from there. It de-escalated to the point that the original statement didn't even really matter anymore. And the way that it went, it got
escalated, not de-escalated.
Well, yeah, it escalated a lot, and some people that weren't even involved in the situation decided to get themselves involved in the situation. It just went crazy. I'm allowed to smoke, and it's not exactly good PR if you're smoking in front of your customer's house. There's been times I've gone up to a customer's house and the guy's having a cigarette and he turned around and asked me if I want one. Customer service.
So getting back on point.
So anyhow, but yeah, so the whole thing got completely and totally taken way out of hand on every level humanly possible. And, you know, it just, honestly, at this point, the entire conversation just needs to stop.
It really does.
Because there's nowhere positive to go from this whatsoever.
And honestly, from an outsider's perspective, and this isn't just my own, it's actually coming from quite a few people from both in-kingdom and outer kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I've been getting messages about this stuff and everything like that. You know, it's people who are mutual friends and yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
Apparently what it's looking like is that the people who are continuously going on, it looks like they're just trying to polarize it to actually just to start shit.
Well, and you know what? If you go back and you read some of the conversations on some of the people's personal pages concerning this issue, there is one, if not two, individuals that are continuously dragging this on.
Yes.
And the thing is, you know, it just needs to stop because it's
petty.
And it's not going to do us any good as a kingdom.
It's not.
It really isn't. It's only going to make matters worse. I understand, and things have happened, and we now need to move on from this. Period.
Exactly.
And that's how it needs to go. We don't need to be like the Crystal Groves and drag this shit out for 3 years. Okay? Just saying. All right.
How to get that jab in, didn't you?
I did. Yeah. Just a little. Because it's still not closed, and that irritates me. You know, and we need to move on, and we need to learn from this situation. By the way, when you're watching this, if the camera dims and brightens up and everything else. It's this right here. Okay, my forehead hits the...
He's so white he glow in the dark.
Yeah, I do. Seamus has got more of a tan than I do. So anyway, and the only thing we could really do at this point is we honestly need to just water under the bridge and go over the fucking bridge and take an exit ramp to the expressway fucking away from here.
Hopefully that actually happens.
Yes, Bob did try to enjoy my shake. Bob's still not talking to me because I took the shake away from Bob.
Do I need to grab Bob and strangle him? Do I need to choke the chicken?
Oh, good God. I knew that was coming.
Puns. Puns galore.
Puns everywhere.
Send me to the pun penitentiary.
But yeah, so that's where we are on that. Is there, I swore there was something else that happened. Oh! Did you read the shitstorm about somebody decided to bring up the whole V6, V7 is so much better than V8?
Oh my God!
Shit. I mean, I get it, okay? I'm a fan of V6. Okay?
I started in V7.
I started in V6. Hey, Harley's here. Okay, so I started in V6, okay, and I'll always be a fan of V6 because that's where I started.
Yes.
Okay, I get V8. I have some issues with V8, but
well, who doesn't?
But you know what? It's the fucking game we play.
Yes.
Okay. For those of you out there that want to start some riot post thread on the Amtgard page because you dislike V8, okay. Here's the deal: if you're going to agree, if you're going to sign a fucking waiver to play Amtgard, guess what that means? You're agreeing to play the rule set that we have. Okay. What's going on?
I don't know.
Okay. So you agree to play the rule set we have. Whether you like it or not, you're playing Amtgard. Okay? Amtgard has the V8 rulebook. That's what we're playing. That's what we're doing. These morons that are... Okay, you check it out.
Yeah.
These morons that want to get on these tirades on the Amtgard Facebook page, especially this last one where he said V8 was a load of shit and why can't we go back to V7 or V8 or V6? And it's just like, we've made strides to make the game better since then. Yeah, I think there's some things we did away with that we shouldn't have done away with. There's things that we changed that we should have changed. But it's the rule set that we're playing with. So to get on an Amtgard Facebook page and sit there and say that you're going to turn around and, oh, you're going to do nothing but trash talk the game that you're playing because you disagree with the rule book.
That's bad juju.
You're a fucking idiot. I mean,
What
like, real simple. You're a fucking idiot.
Like me?
No.
Oh.
Okay,
I'm only a semi-idiot.
Well, like I said, I'm a V6. I will always, V6 will always have a special place in my heart because that's where I got started. That's where I got my master hoods in and everything else. V6 will always have a special place in my heart. Okay, but we're not playing V6.
No, we're
playing V8. And every time somebody gets on the Amtgard page and starts talking all mad kinds of shit about V8 and saying it's complete shit and we need to go back to 7, I just want to look at these people. I want to reach through the fucking computer and smack their ass. Right here, in the face. I want to smack their ass in the face.
Okay.
I want to talk about. I want to smack their ass. That's a COC 6. That's a COC 3 violation right there. If I say I want to reach through computers and start smacking people in the ass, okay. Bub and Tosh is the V8 is mad, but it's way better. V8 Monster Book needs more demons. V8's Monster Book needs a lot more. Period. Been waiting on that.
I blame Terrorin.
It took me all of 3 days to take my version of the 4 Horsemen and make them V8 capable. Yeah. It's not as difficult as everybody's making it out to be.
Anyways, for all you fucks who are constantly throwing this fucking shit thread about how we need to go back to the other rules, well, guess what? That time has passed.
Guess what you need to do? I'll tell you right now. Go play Legend.
Yeah. Get salty and then come back.
It's pretty much it's V6 and without it's too. Or you can go play HFS down in Copper's Cove and get knighted on your second day.
Yeah, you can do that too.
Because that's kind of like V6
Isn't that what Tim did?
Yeah, with his illegal weapons. If you want V6 that bad, you're gonna play HFS. I mean, you can do that. I mean, I'm perfectly fine with playing V8. I mean, like I said, I like V6 more, but V8's the rulebook we play. So don't get on your don't get on the Amtgard Facebook page and a modified V5. Oh, that's even better. Hey, look, we can still use freaking rebarb inside our core.
Was that really a thing?
It kind of was.
Oh God.
It wasn't illegal.
Oh God.
It wasn't exactly promoted either. I went back and you can actually go back and you can read all our rule books. They are digitized. And I've read some of the transitions we made. My God, we've made some strides.
Fucking Zulu spears.
Right? You could go after somebody with a great weapon and you could block with a shield and the bitch could still bend, hit you, and it was completely legal.
Oh my God.
Basically, you had a hinged weapon without it having a hinge. Those were perfectly legal at one time.
Fucking hell.
You know. But still, I mean, it's pointless. Don't go onto the Amtgard Facebook page and sit there and try to tell everybody that they're bullshit because they like V8. Okay, and I get it. Some people are upset because V8 is a hey, look, we made WoW into live action. Okay, guess what? The others were D&D live action.
We just stepped up digitally.
Okay, so I mean. There you go, and you know, at least we didn't follow along with a crappy CGI movie to end it, you know, because that's what happened with D&D. Why are my skulls flashing?
Because the person over there decided to turn it on.
You turned on the skulls?
She
passed the fuck out.
Passed the fuck out.
Quick, get a marker. Draw a penis on her head.
No.
Okay, we won't do that. So anyway, that's all we really have for Amtgard. Tim actually used a Humvee antenna for the core, quite a few great weapons. I will admit my double-headed axe that I put Lost Cause in a tree with was made out of two Humvee antennas duct taped together. But they do have the
whip.
It didn't whip. It actually, because the core was actually that long.
Yeah.
Okay. But it does have metal inside of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so, and it was made out of 6 couch cushions that were compressed together, dapped, and duct taped. Fucking thing. We used that, for those of you who didn't play back in the day, we used to have this rule that a red weapon was a pound per foot. This bitch was only 4.5 feet tall, but it weighed 41 pounds. I was going for the 10 pound per foot white weapon rule that didn't exist. Evidently, that's what I was doing.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah, so there's definitely we had some shenanigans back in the V6 days, and even those who played in the V5 days, where there was some shenanigans had because there's like you're not supposed to exploit loopholes. The only reason why they ever came up with a don't exploit loopholes rule is because we were fucking people up with the loopholes. People were going to hospitals because of the loopholes. Well, it doesn't say it's not legal to put concrete in your core.
Well, that's one
it is technically biodegradable.
That's one way to get a fucking Hell Rider.
Right. I did that with a weapon. I did make one with concrete in the core. I got some quickcrete and poured in my core because this guy wasn't taking my shots.
You're a dick!
I was. I'm pretty sure I gave him a massive shin fracture. Because he wouldn't take my shots, and I hit him and it had cement inside the core and it snapped.
You're a dick.
On his shin.
You're a dick.
I don't... Squin's like, you broke it. Yeah, I didn't bend any rules back in some of the times back then. I straight up snapped them motherfuckers and threw them in a fire. I mean, I came from the SCA. I mean, my God, the SCA, you couldn't do that and it counted. You actually had to whack a person, you know.
It's kind of like DAG.
Yeah, pretty much. So, anybody in our chat room, did you guys happen to subscribe to the channel to get added into the list of names? Because at some point tonight we are going to pick that. Oh, by the way, are we done with Amtgard? Because
yes,
I don't think there was any more, unless anybody in our chat room knows of any other dumpster fires that came up, or anything that just needs to be overall talked about. I will say that well, I don't know what I was going to say, so never mind.
So we got dumpster fires and stuff, Amtgard. LARP, nerds type thing.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's pretty much Amtgard right now. There isn't a whole lot going on.
So before we go ahead and switch over...
Harley is now subscribed.
Yeah, but she already has one.
She already does have one.
So, sorry.
What, does she want a second one?
No, sorry, you're out.
No, we can't let you do that.
So, before we go ahead and transition over from Amtgard to our mundane topics,
I did want to get, I did by request. Somebody asked me if I could promote this, and after I heard about this, I was like, oh, fuck yes, I'm promoting this.
So, here's your shenanigal advertisement of the evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, have you realized that Christmas is right around the corner, and you have still not taken your child to see Santa Claus? Have you also noticed that your liquor cabinet is kind of empty as well? Well, folks down at D&L Liquors over there in Rusk, Texas, would like you to know that this Saturday you can kill 2 birds with one stone. That's right, Santa Claus himself will be at the liquor store on Saturday, because after dealing with that many midgets and a bunch of PMS and fucking deer that have to pull fat ass around the globe, you're gonna need some booze. But while he's there making a beer run, they will let you have little Johnny sit down on his lap to tell him whatever he wants to get for Christmas. And you can restock your liquor cabinet all at the same time. That's right, it's D&L Liquor. It's at 1200 West 6th Street in Rusk, Texas. 75785. That's right, and go see our buddy Todd Crispy will be there. Let him know you heard it on the Raj and Rich Show. So when you go in there, remember though, if you have any children under the age of 21, even though we're in this day and age, we do have children that are over 21 living at home. Take them down there, let them talk to old Saint Nick while you go get yourself a deal on a case of Bud Light. All right?
Bud Light.
Bud Light, that's D&L Liquors in Rusk, Texas. I'm pretty sure I don't need to give you the address again. I don't think there's a whole hell of a lot in Rusk, Texas.
1200 West 6th Street in Rusk, Texas. 75785.
So there you go.
Yeah, I got it right that time.
Yeah, there you go. I can't believe they're doing a, hey, let's,
that
Santa Claus is in the liquor store.
Santa and booze! Santa and booze! Almost as good as Santa and boobs.
Bubba has already asked if midgets are going to be there. Alexa, will you please remind them that Santa will be at D&L Liquors in Rusk, Texas on Saturday? Thank you. Our midget's going to be there. It's Rusk, Texas. I don't put anything past them.
Unless Santa brings his own.
Tell her that you remind me of the babe. Oh, she's muted now. Oh, got it. Alexa responds if you tell her that you remind me of the babe. Oh, okay. Oh, so anyway, so there you go.
Ruth?
Oh, God. So, I don't know if there's going to be midgets there or not. You may have to ask Crispy that question. I think if they had midgets there...
It's people of shorter stature, not midgets.
You mean people that are vertically challenged?
Yes. Short stature.
Okay, so you said...
Under 5 foot.
And you said midgets earlier. I did. I should have said elves. I got that. But I can't really say elves.
No, because apparently...
What? Because if they identify... Elves is supposedly now a derogatory term for little people. Hey. We got animals trying to fight it out in here. This studio's got all kinds of shit going on.
Where are my menagerie?
Okay, so, yeah, evidently you can't say elves. That's a derogatory term. There's a high school out there that now, I can't even remember where the hell this place is. It's somewhere in Texas, believe it or not. They do not want their 9th graders called freshmen anymore because that is a masculine term. They want them called, what is it, new students or something like that. What are you doing? He's lost his mind. Oh, okay, there we go. He's reloading a revolver. Yeah, you can't, Marcy's, anyone under 6'2" is vertically challenged. Well, I'm not vertically challenged because I'm 6'3". You're short.
I am.
Okay, there you go. See, I stayed down.
But I do have this nice, pretty shiny that I got. It's pretty awesome.
I stayed down like this so we look like we're on an even keel because if I actually sit right...
You're a fucking dick.
All right, so yeah, so anyway, there's a high school in Texas that now no longer wants you to refer to their students as freshmen. They're now new class. They're new classmates. I guess that's.
Oh God.
What this ranks right in there in stupidity. Like, we're no longer going to celebrate Columbus Day. It is now Indigenous People Day.
Oh yeah.
This is just as stupid. This is just as stupid as that. Okay, I mean seriously, freshmen, fresh meat to the school. Freshman means you're new to the building. You're new to the high school experience.
So now they can't be called freshmen anymore?
Well, if they said fresh man, then okay, it's gender specific.
Okay, so fresh people.
Fresh men is not really, I mean, fresh humans. Well, we can't really say that because
fresh students.
What if somebody's triggered by the eventual oncoming of the zombie apocalypse?
I'd rather have fresh bacon. Fresh
bacon would be awesome. Can't say Merry Christmas in public. It's Happy Holiday.
No, it's Christmahana Kwanzaa.
I told every one of my, even though I don't technically celebrate Christmas like everybody else does. I do because I have little kids and they have not made a decision on which life path they want to take. I still look at my customers and go, hey, if I don't see you again, have a Merry Christmas. And they're like, hey, Merry Christmas. I haven't had one person go, I don't celebrate Christmas. That's insulting.
I either say Happy Christmahana Kwanzaa or Seasonal Seasonings.
There you go. I like Kill Mill. Let's celebrate Festivus for the rest of us. There you go. That's so much better. That was one of my favorite episodes of Seinfeld.
I like what you said, Javi, happy, whatever the fuck you celebrate.
There you go. Exactly.
Okay, so moving on.
Moving on, because we have other things much better than
Harpagonus syphilis.
Yeah, but yeah, because that's the gift that keeps on giving.
And on, and on,
and on, and on. It also includes God's French tickler. That would be the herpes.
Oh, God. Anyways.
Told you, we don't have a station manager. This shit's going off the rails.
Off the rails. Anyways, moving on to mundane topics.
Mundane topics!
Oh, get ready for a rumble.
All right, so.
Oh, my God.
Okay, so we're going to start with this one.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, okay. I see the Amtrak story is in the second spot of it.
Yeah, it's technically in the third spot.
Third spot. Oh,
third
yeah.
spot.
Okay, yeah, that's right. Because the Yemen made the news.
All right, so apparently last week there was a huge fucking brawl that involved 100 people. 100 people were injured, and they were all military.
Well, you explain to these people, because not a lot of people know who the Para or the Gurkhas are.
All right, so your Paras is your British paramilitary. Those are your air troopers, just like how we have airborne. These guys are pretty much
British Special Forces.
Yeah, these guys are right under SAS.
Yes.
Okay, and the Gurkhas, the Royal Gurkhas, they're actually from the Philippines.
I know who they are, and every time I hear their name, when I did what I did, I keep going, why do I want fucking pickles now?
Gherkins. Yeah. No, so...
You couldn't have come up with a better name?
Yeah, so the Royal Gurkhas is an actual special forces regiment from the Philippines. Or, no, not Philippines. Thailand, right?
I think it is Thailand.
Thailand, from Thailand.
Yeah, the Gherkins.
And... Gurkhas.
Gurkhas, sorry.
Gurkhas.
Always,
no food, you just ate!
We always said, hey, by the way, our lieutenant would come and go, by the way, you are working with the Gurkhas on this. I'm like, you, the Gherkins? Who's getting fucking pickles?
Yeah, so...
I was that guy that you know, the shut the fuck up Carl memes. I was shut the fuck up Wilson.
So apparently there was an 8-week exercise called Exercise Ascari Storm. So the Gurkhas were playing Op4 against the Paras.
For those of you not military inclined, Op4 means you are role playing the enemy of the force.
Opposition force.
Yes, that's what Op4 means.
Yeah. So apparently during this whole exercise, the Paras were constantly winding up and pushing the Gurkhas' buttons.
Kill Mill is correct, absolutely correct. The country's uniform reminds
mint chocolate chip ice cream.
They do.
I like mint chocolate chip.
It's green with little black specks and shit in it, and it's like, dude, who the fuck are you trying? Yeah. What are you trying to do? Hide in a Baskin Robbins?
So apparently, what happened at the end of this exercise? The Gurkhas decided to go ahead and do one last little guerrilla maneuver. What ended up happening is they ended up hiding, you know, like clubs and shillelaghs and anything they could grab.
I like the fact that Gurkhas was using shillelaghs. An Irish fucking stick with a rock attached to it, and they're out there fucking beating people with it.
So they literally surprised the Paras and started beating the crap out of them. So the Paras started to grab sticks and machine gun barrels and started beating the crap out of the Gurkhas.
Because when fuck you just isn't getting the point across.
It was to the point where somebody who was watching this dropped their mouth in awe and said it looked like a football hooligan fight.
Football hooligan fight. Who's football? American football?
European football.
Okay, so it looked like a soccer. It looked like
hooligans are with.
It looked like at one point they were having a soccer match and a brawl broke out.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Hooligans.
Yes.
It looked like a hooligan brawl because hooligans, when they fight, they grab anything: bottles, knives, chains,
shenanigans.
It's just like West Side Story.
Yeah, pretty much. Shenanigans had everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
There was shenanigans. And then afterwards, they all went to drinking shenanigans.
Yeah. So, apparently, one of the leaders who was saying this, who was an army official, said, well, if you take two of, the top special forces units in the world, and you put them together, they're going to have some very aggressive training.
Aggressive my ass. Aggressive my... We got aggressive by trying to drink each other under a table. We didn't try to beat the piss out of each other after a training operation was over.
Yeah. Now, for those of you who don't really know Gurkhas are very famously known for their kukris. The kukri knife. That is their actual standard issue weapon in the Gurkhas.
You, as a chef, just had to fit in a reference to a knife, didn't you?
Absolutely, because I love knives.
There you go. That's why. That's why he had to talk about it.
Of course.
Okay, so there you go. So, it would have been awesome if I, being a civilian, getting to spectate that shit. And like, all right, now the real fucking battle begins. Fuck this laser tag bullshit.
Speaking of battles, moving on to the next topic.
The Yemen people have gotten themselves into the news again.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yemen launched a rocket at a palace in Riyadh. I always get that one fucked up because of the way they spell it. You guys should talk about the lawyer who was going to visit women in jail to make porn.
That's a thing?
Wow. Okay, well, you talk about this next story. I'm going to Google this shit and hope it doesn't take me to some virus-laden website.
Alright, so apparently there was going to be a leadership meeting between the leaders of Saudi Arabia, and they're going to meet up in the palace in Riyadh. Yemen decided to go ahead and launch a rocket into the meeting to go ahead and wipe out the leadership. Well, it just so happens that the Saudi military that was there had Patriot launchers ready to go and launch a bunch of missiles to intercept and destroy the rocket before it can even hit the palace. But the rocket got so close that it actually shook downtown Riyadh.
Wow, they actually used a powerful rocket this time.
Yes.
Wow. But they missed.
Well, because it got shot down. If it didn't get shot down, it probably would have hit, and then there would have been not just one of the 7 proxy wars in the Middle East, it would have been a full-out fucking war that the U.S. would have been dragging to as well.
Yeah, and that's all we really need, because everybody hates Donald Trump as it is.
Jesus.
Well, there it is. Yeah, no, that's Florida attorney.
Of course, Florida.
Florida attorney caught trying to make porn with female inmate. Oh, this guy's a winner. Look at that dude.
Oh, God.
Florida attorney was caught with his pants down trying to record a sexual encounter with an inmate, according to the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office. Andrew Spark, 54, has been charged with soliciting for prostitution, exposure of sexual organs, and possession of contraband in a county detention facility, according to the Tampa Bay television station
WFTS.
I almost thought their initials was what the fuck. Spark may face additional charges, and investigation continues.
Oh my God.
Okay, look, you can only use the pickup line, hey, do you want to see the bar I had to pass in order to get here, before it becomes old and it no longer works. Okay,
that's bad.
It was very bad.
Let's not go there.
Okay, so
moving on.
Yeah, here's the thing. Okay, first of all, prison is not the place to go find you a porn star.
I used to work in a prison as a field officer. It's not fun.
I used to put women in prison. The ones I put in prison, I didn't want to take somebody I didn't like's dick anywhere near them. Not good. Even my DUIs at casinos weren't even that interesting. Just saying.
So, moving on.
Who knew Yamish? Who knew? We now know who Yamish taught. Oh, well, you know.
Anyways, I like trains. Let's talk about trains.
You do like trains.
I do like trains.
You played as a train.
I played as a train during a battle game.
You did.
It was fucking hilarious.
All right.
All right, so moving on.
Unless you've been living under a rock the last 48 hours, Sunday night, an Amtrak train, or well, not, no, it was Monday morning, wasn't it?
Monday morning.
Yeah, Monday morning, an Amtrak train in Washington State derailed.
Tacoma, Washington.
Tacoma, Washington. It was still Washington State, so it wasn't accurate.
Yes. Right outside Joint Base Lewis McChord.
Yes. Derailed over the I-5, and almost every single car ended up on the I-5. A lot of you guys got to see on the Facebook page everywhere the one car that was dangling off the bridge.
That was one of 13.
That was, yeah, one of 13 of them. Okay, dangling off the bridge. Now, we did find out that information because 3 people have been killed, 77 of them injured. 5 vehicles on the I-5 were hit by a train. Luckily enough, nobody driving their car was killed by the train as it fell on them.
That's a miracle. Your car getting hit by a train and nobody dies.
Yeah, especially, and it was moving at 80 miles an hour. Now, there's a problem with it moving at 80 miles an hour. It was a 30 mile an hour curve. Okay, the curve is rated at 30 miles an hour, and basically what they do is when they make a curve based off of the degrees, the degree angle of the curve, and the weight of an average train is, and then divided by pi and all this other stuff, they figure out what the maximum amount of safe speed is for the train to navigate the curve. Well, it's a 30 mile an hour curve. Okay, the train, Amtrak, cruising speeds
was like 50?
No. It's in between the 60s to 70s range.
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes they get up faster than the cruising speed. Sometimes they go slower than cruising speed.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this Amtrak happened to be going 81 miles an hour
on a brand new route.
Okay. Well, here's what we found out today. Information today found out that they had put in a system to where when the train approached, it would alarm the train system, tell the computer system on board to slow the train down in enough time to where it would slow down to be able to make that curve. They installed this. It was completely there and set up, with one exception.
It wasn't turned on.
They didn't turn the damn thing on. It's like having a security camera that works, but
not recording.
But you're not recording shit. Okay. This incident could have been prevented if they would have turned the fucking system on, because it was put in for this purpose, to make sure this doesn't happen. Not to mention the fact, friends of mine that I talked to that live in the States, it is an old bridge. It is not a newer bridge, and nobody should have been done this. You know, that there was people against the whole idea of putting this new Amtrak route in through this way. There was people against it. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, unfortunately, 2 of the people that were killed out of the 3 were advocates for trains. Isn't that irony?
2 rail advocates were killed in this crash.
But like I said, the whole thing...
it could have been prevented.
You know, it could have been prevented. We would have not had this story to run if somebody would have turned the damn system on.
Also, there's a thing that's called complacency kills. You know, pay attention to what the hell you're doing, whether it's operating a train, or driving a vehicle, you know.
Yeah, but the problem is at 80 miles an hour when you're on a train, okay, you can't see the curve.
Correct.
Where they were at, and it's a wooded area, you're not going to see the curve. By the time you, as the operator of the train, see the curve,
yeah,
it's already too late. There's no way you're slowing that thing down.
Yeah.
It's not like your car on the highway. If somebody cuts you off, you hit the brakes, and you drop 30 miles an hour like that.
Yeah.
You know, there's an actual equation for the total amount of weight of the train, the mass moving, how long it actually takes to lose per mile per hour.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's like the whole. It's like people that, like a car will get hit in an intersection where a train crossing in a freight train. You go look, you see the car destroyed everywhere, but you don't see a fucking train.
Yeah.
Because by the time the train came to a stop, he's already 2 miles down the line.
Yeah.
Okay. So this stuff was put in there to prevent this very thing from happening, and it didn't prevent it because guess what? Just like Kilmel said, does not work in the OFF position. Okay. You have to turn it on in order for one computer to tell another computer, slow the fuck down.
Yes.
Because that will override the engineer. It will slow the train down. It will apply the braking system and decelerate the diesel to slow it down so it can make the curve. It can make the curve without anything. So like I said, it could have been prevented, and you know, my thoughts and prayers still go out to the families of the 3 people that were killed and the 77 people that are injured. Some still in the hospital right now. Yes. And our thoughts and prayers go out to them.
So moving on to a little fluff piece.
Yes, a little bit of good news.
Some nice, happy, cheerful stuff. So apparently, there's an entire town that is fixing to be landowners in Scotland.
In Scotland!
Scotland!
Ah, sweet. Where men are men and sheep are scared.
So apparently the 1,694 residents of Scotland, Connecticut are being gifted 1 square foot of land in the Glencoe Wood Nature Reserve in Scotland. And because they will officially own that small little piece of land in Scotland, they'll actually receive lords and ladies titles.
Let's move to Scotland.
Let's move to Scotland.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's go to Scotland, Massachusetts. Let's go move there so we can get a free plot of land and we get actual lord's titles.
I'm okay with this.
Let's do this.
Yes.
I think that'd be amazing.
Oh, yes.
And then we could have dual citizenship because technically we own land in 2 different countries.
Yeah.
There you go.
Let's be Scottish.
Do we get a fucking vote at the UN?
Probably not.
I don't think they'd let us in at the UN.
No, but we could probably get into Parliament.
On the tour, maybe. I don't think they're gonna let us sit down. I don't think they're gonna let us sit down in Parliament. Oh, look, love, the Yanks are here. You know, hey, well, yeah, we think that we want to change the laws over here. Oh, aren't the Yanks so funny?
All right, so.
Yes, but yeah, so if you're watching this show and you live in Scotland, Massachusetts.
Scotland, Connecticut.
Scotland, Connecticut, sorry. Not Massachusetts.
CT, Connecticut.
Okay.
Massachusetts, MA.
I wasn't looking at that.
God damn it.
You're the one that read it.
Oh, yeah, because I'm the one that fucking wrote it.
There you go.
Fuck.
All right, so if you live in Scotland, Connecticut, guess what? You're about to have a 1 foot by 1 foot plot of land in Scotland, the country.
Yes.
And you're going to be eligible for a lord or lady's title, depending on your gender or what you identify as. Well, I don't think Scotland goes with that.
Well, maybe.
I don't think royalty goes with gender identification.
I don't know.
I think if you look at the Queen and the Queen's turning around and going, all right, here's your title. I'm pretty sure you're like, well, I want a lady's title. And she's going to look at you and go, hon, I do not think the plumbing matches what you're requesting at this time.
Yeah, well, then again, you know, we are in a progressive age, and I believe Queen Elizabeth II is fixing to step down.
Hey, be careful what you're saying. It could be considered a microaggression. Just saying.
Anyways, that would be something to look into, see exactly how they go ahead and see how they do that.
Yeah, but then the question is will the United States really recognize that? Because it will recognize knight titles. Because I do deliver.
It's royalty.
I do deliver to a guy in South Austin that is actually a knight. He's a legitimate knight, and on his driver's license it does say sir. It does have it on there.
It's kind of cool.
So I don't know if the United States recognizes lord and ladies titles like that.
Probably not.
Probably not. It's too basic.
Yeah.
You know, it's like pumpkin spice latte. It's just basic.
Anyways, moving on to another hilarious fucking piece of real news.
Yes. You know the Palins? You know that one that a lot of white heterosexual males were going to vote for John McCain just to have Sarah Palin as a vice president?
The 2008 vice presidential candidate.
Yes. Sarah Palin, whose daughter lives in
Austin.
It lives in Lake Way, right outside of Austin, a little suburb of Austin.
Well, guess what? The Palins are in the news again today.
Yes, they are. And tell them why.
And it's not because of Nailing Palin.
Dude, I've watched it. I actually downloaded that entire fucking porn. I do. I have it.
So apparently,
it's hot as shit when Lisa Ann says that I can see Russia from my house. It really is hot.
So apparently, Sarah Palin's son, Track Palin.
Track Palin. They got some wonderful names for their kids, by the way.
So Track Palin decided that he was going to go ahead and do some stupid shit and get himself arrested.
Yes, by breaking and entering into his own parents' house and beating the piss out of his father.
Then, as the cops showed up, he decided to call the cops peasants.
Evidently,
the
peasants in Alaska were having an uprising and decided to attack the Palins.
So apparently, Sarah Palin went ahead and called the county police at about 8:30 p.m. last night and said, "Hey, you know, my son is going crazy. He's on some type of medication and acting weird." Even the baby
tiny human laughed at it too.
So when the cops arrived, Track Palin was walking around in a very, very unusual manner and started calling the cops peasants.
Okay, first of all, they're in Alaska. Somebody please explain what is an unusual manner of walk.
I guess under the influence, intoxicated.
Oh, so a typical South Austinite. Got it.
Yeah, just about. So apparently, the way that they knew that something had really happened was because Todd Palin, I believe that's his name, the father.
The father, yes. The only one with Todd and Sarah are the only ones that seem to have a normal name.
Actually walked out and his face was bloody. And he goes, "Yeah, my son beat the crap out of me."
Evidently, when Track busted his way through the window, Todd had some type of item in his hand to defend himself with. Track forcibly took said item, knocked father down, and beat the piss out of him with it.
Around the head is what Track said.
And according to the 911 call from Sarah Palin, she stated that Track was very upset. Is that an understatement of the year or what? He's upset. He's beating the piss out of my husband with a weapon. He's upset.
Apparently the way that all this went down was that Track actually called the father and said, "Hey, I'm coming by to pick up my truck." Father said, "That is not a good idea. You probably shouldn't come." So Track went ahead and proceeded to say over the phone, "Well, I'm going to show up anyways and beat your ass."
White people. Seriously. You're not white. That's what I'm saying. Would you do that shit?
No.
Okay, I'm white. I wouldn't do that shit. My dad would shoot me.
I'm half white and I wouldn't do that shit.
My dad would just put a fucking hole right through my head as I was coming through the window. I mean, seriously. The fuck... It would...
So, before we get into the next topic...
Now, of course, when 911 did ask Sarah Palin, where is this happening at, when she gave the direction, she did say that once you can see Russia, then you turn to the left and it will be her front door.
I can see Russia from my house!
Once you see Russia, you're at my house.
That's it. So, apparently... We're gonna save that one for last. We're gonna jump into the WannaCry.
Some people that get knighted shouldn't have the title, sir. Instead, they should get the title of that asshole. Yeah. Okay, so we're
gonna jump to the WannaCry before we get into the last one.
We're gonna talk. Okay, so
we're gonna switch to this too.
We're gonna do the North. I love how she's giving me something to eat while I'm on the show. All right, so we're gonna talk about North Korea.
We're in the middle of a show.
But go ahead and talk while my mouth is full of flies, you know.
Anyways, so apparently, back earlier this year, there was a ransomware cyber attack that happened called WannaCry.
Harley would like to know where their fudge is.
You get none!
202 East Turnbow Road, Harker Heights, Texas, 788. No. Fuck. I can't remember my own zip code anymore.
Anyways, moving on.
If you go to that address, you will get right here, and you can have some fudge.
I'm bringing it to you. I live 15 minutes from you.
I'm not driving to Kyle.
Yeah. So, anyways, during the WannaCry ransomware cyber attack, the one that happened where, you know, a bunch of Windows computers got locked out and said you had to pay, you know, X amount of Bitcoins in order to unlock your computer.
Now, for those of you who don't know Bitcoins is a online digital currency that a lot of people thought years ago was going to be a fucking joke, I myself included, and regret the chance I had at making an investment of buying 1,000 of them for pennies.
Because right now, one Bitcoin is worth about $4,000 US.
Now, leave it to our people in the chat room. Somebody's going to go Google that real quick and correct us on the actual amount.
Yeah, because they just want to talk shit.
Go on.
Anyways, moving on. So, apparently during this ransomware attack, you know, the U.S. has been going ahead and going through this, you know, the Cyber Warfare Division of Homeland Security has been going into this, and they're like, we finally found ties as to where the fuck this shit came from. And apparently...
Lo and behold!
Came from North Korea.
You know, so many people were sitting there going, it was the Russians. Fucking Russians.
No, it was actually North Korea.
North Koreans hacked and dumped the whole WannaCry ransomware out there so you could pay them in Bitcoin. Because evidently North Korea is needing to subsidize their shit because they can't afford anything. But if you figure out, if you're smart, you give them 500 Bitcoin, they've got more money than all of us combined in this chat room will ever make in our lifetime.
And it's enough for them to fund their uranium expansion program.
Yeah, so they can launch more missiles over Japan to say, hey, look, woo, we got closer.
So that's on that. Now, for our final piece before we get into the drawing.
Yes.
Which so many people have waited so patiently.
I will say, though, this is interesting because this comes on the heels of the fact that we did pass the tax reform bill. Congress voted it in today.
Yes, we passed the tax reform bill, but guess what? The government's about to run out of money.
Yeah, they're about to be broke.
So apparently right now, the Republicans, well, technically, Congress is trying to go ahead and pass a bill for...
a temporary budget increase to get them through to January 19th.
Yes.
Because basically to fund the government through the break.
Yeah. Now...
happens every year.
If this thing does not pass by midnight Friday, the government will have no money whatsoever and will be shut down till January 19th.
Which, when they come back from the break, then they will be back in session and they can figure out what they're doing with the budget.
Yeah. So, apparently...
which means if you were planning a DC trip to go see the museums during this Christmas holiday season...
unless this bill gets passed...
unless this bill gets passed, guess what? Your ass ain't going.
Nope.
Or you can go, and you look at this, sorry, we're closed signs.
That'll be a waste of a trip. Kind of.
All that, and please tell them why the Democrats... what are the ultimatums?
So apparently the ultimatums that Democrats are giving the Republicans...
in order for them to agree with the temporary budget increase that they just screamed and yelled at the Republicans during Obama's administration because the Republicans were holding out on it.
So apparently the demands are that there needs to be an equilateral basis of funds between non-defense and defense spending.
Which is theoretically impossible.
Because right now, apparently, on the bill, the defense budget is higher than the non-defense budget.
Which it usually is.
So they're saying that we are not going to vote for this bill, and we're going to vote against it and sit out until there is equilateral.
Okay, let me tell you, folks, being a person that follows the government, follows what it does, and things of that nature, I say we change our currency to caps. All right, we're going to full fallout. All right. So anyway, understand that if we matched our defense spending with our budget that the government gets to spend on other shit,
there would be a huge surplus in non-defense.
There would be...
and it would be a waste.
You think the debt is bad now. Okay, it would quadruple in 5 years. The number it's currently... No. if we right now
I mean, if 5 years. Dude,
no, it would right now it would be at a no, I listened to a radio show that even talked about this. Okay, right now, if we match the amount of money we're spending on the Department of Defense, because we are involved in a couple conflicts right now, folks, we would quadruple our current debt at its current rate in 5 years. Quadruple it. It would be the highest increase of the deficit ever. Okay. Yeah. So the only time that you will ever see that our standard spending is higher than the Department of Defense spending is if the United States is completely at peace and at home, not foreign, not even on foreign soil. That was the last time that our nation's budget and our defense budget were either identical or the nation's budget was higher than defense spending, was the fucking Civil War.
Yeah.
It was after the Civil War. That was the only time they flipped. Okay. Once we started going to other countries and doing shit,
going up.
It went back up. Okay. So it's not going to happen.
Now, that's only one of the two demands that Democrats have.
Okay.
The second demand is for the Dreamers. For those of you who don't know what the Dreamers are those illegal children who are brought into the country by illegal parents, to be raised in a better environment. The Democrats are saying that we want to go ahead and make sure that the Dreamers do not get deported over the break. If you can go ahead and agree and show us that this will not happen, along with the equalization of spending between defense and non-defense, then we'll go ahead and do the bill.
So basically what they're saying is they want the Republicans to agree to violate the Constitution.
Yes.
Because we have laws to where the Dreamer Act is not, technically, it contradicts the laws we already have in place for immigration. It bypasses those laws. And that's one of the reasons why we wanted to get rid of it, is because it contradicts laws we already have in place.
Now, the thing is, those Dreamers don't refer to the children who were brought into the country through immigration. It's with those kids who were brought in through illegal immigration.
Which means they violated the law in order to get here to be protected by the law.
Yes.
You're breaking the law to be able to be protected by the law.
Don't make sense.
That's how our fucking government works, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so, and was there another thing? Or was that it?
That was it.
Okay, first of all, guess what? Government's going to be shut down for, well, unless John McCain decides he wants to vote with the Republicans. Which he did on the tax bill.
He
well,
did.
I mean, he didn't. Actually, he wasn't able to be there, and I pray for John McCain. John McCain is a war hero. He is a brother veteran of mine, and I pray for a speedy recovery, and I hope he gets through the brain cancer that he's currently suffering and undergoing treatment for. Okay. John McCain has a tendency to not go with the party that he's with. He tends to go off on his own things.
Off the rails!
However, John McCain could not be there because he was recovering from treatment that he received for his cancer.
Yes.
And so but he did state that if you needed me to get the tax bill passed, I will hop on a plane. I will fly my ass to DC, and I will go ahead and vote. They turn out that everybody else came lockstep and joined in, and they got it through. And then they got through the Congress 227 to 209. So it passed the House of Representatives, and it's done. It is good. It is a deal. It is finished. And for those of you wondering what that means, for those of you in the middle to lower income bracket, you're going to see an increase in your paychecks because your federal income tax takeout withholdings has just been decreased. However, if you are a homeowner, your deduction for owning a home just got severely limited. There was a few deductions that the middle group, the middle class, just lost because of this. Now, if you're in the lower income brackets and you own a home, you still get to do the deductions. But if you're in the middle to upper class, you're pretty much losing your homeowner's deductions.
Jesus.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was the only way to get everything they wanted. I wanted them to just go ahead with the 15% they promised. They're like, well, we're going to do this and see how it works for the economy, and I go with it. Just fucking do the 15% because I'll guarantee you the economy's going to increase.
Yes.
Because guess what? That makes us number 3 and the lowest corporate tax country in the world, next to Ireland and a European country. Guess what corporations are not setting up in Ireland or the other European country? So guess where they're going to go? Because right now a lot of them are in China. China has a much higher corporate tax rate than 15%, but they have a much lower corporate tax rate than we do. Guess where they're going to go? We're going to go back to where it's cheaper. And people are like, oh, that's not going to happen. They're not going to uproot. Let me tell you something right now. Okay, when you have $100, 15%, going from 22.5% to 15% doesn't sound like a lot. Okay, because you make a couple $100 every other week or every week. Okay, when you're talking in the billions of dollars, going from 22.5%. or 21.5% to 22.5% to 15% is a huge amount of money. Huge. That means the CEOs make a whole hell of a lot more. Which then now a lot of people just got triggered and they're going to start talking about how CEOs are horrible people.
It's okay.
Even though they're the motherfuckers who make the companies work. I mean, don't get me wrong, y'all may like or not like Walmart, but for Christ's sakes, I think they earned it.
Yeah.
That's just me. However, we don't need to go down that rant. That is a rant for the Rich Wilson show, not for this show.
Yes.
Okay. So, now for the moment you all have been waiting for, and we have strung you guys on for over an hour.
Yes.
And okay, so we're in agreement that we're not going to add Harley to the list, right?
Correct.
Because Harley and Jill did receive one as a Christmas present.
Correct.
So unfortunately, Harley, you will not be added onto the list of who gets to win a Jareth because you already have one.
The other person who's subscribed is Tasha.
What's that?
The other person who's subscribed is Tasha.
Is her name in the hat?
Nope, but it will be.
Okay, go put her name in the hat. So, folks, for those of you who don't know, why don't you go ahead and, while you're doing that, pull them out of the box so we can show everybody that they are getting one that's not open.
What?
The box. It's right over there.
What box?
There should be a box.
There is no box.
There's no box.
There's no box.
All right. So anyway, yeah, just like I said, trust. Oh, it's right there. It's right there by your leg, down there where my computer. My old computer
there it is.
Okay. So anyway, those of you who are wondering, what the deal is, you see Jareth right here. See, unfortunately, we can't. Oh, oops. I can't put Jareth up close to the screen.
Mint in box.
All right, take it out. Take it out before they shut our YouTube channel down.
Yeah, no shit.
Because Facebook completely deleted a video I had showing it because it was copyright infringement. Anyway, we're giving one away tonight because we said that if we got to 25 subscribers, we would raffle this thing off. And now I told you guys, if you're in the chat room and you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do so. Your name get entered in the hat. Okay, we got notified that 2 people did subscribe during the show, but unfortunately one of them already owns one. So we're not going to add that in. However, is Squid Lit Bender subscribed?
I don't know. I didn't see him on the list.
Are you subscribed?
Squid Lipped Bender, are you subscribed?
Are you subscribed?
Are you subscribed?
Are you?
Maybe.
Maybe, maybe not. I don't know.
We're waiting for him to go ahead and respond.
Yeah, because
he is indeed.
He
so
is
let's go ahead and write him in.
Yeah, go ahead and write him in. He is indeed, and we missed it. So there you go.
Well, it's probably because he has his settings on private. So
if you have your settings on private, that's why we don't know. So if you're in the chat room right now and you have your settings on private, we didn't see your name because we can't. It won't let us. All right, so your name is now in the hat.
Okay.
All right, so put the hat in the middle. Shake it up real nice. Shake, 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 Sonora. Shake body line.
Ready?
Yeah, okay, so there it is, and you go ahead and pull it out, and I will open it up and read it. That way they can't say there was Russian collusion.
No collusion.
All right, Joshua Tidwell is now in the chat room.
Oh.
Bubba says I call BS. There is collusion.
Collusion.
Good God, man. I have large hands. This shit's rigged, dude.
What?
I'm thinking this is rigged, bro.
How?
I don't know.
Why do you say that?
Because of who just won.
Who won? Was it Ben?
No, it wasn't Ben. No, it wasn't Ben.
No, I got everything.
However, we will be sending a Jareth FedExed to... Yeah, no, they're all different names. But believe it or not, Jareth is making a trip to Oklahoma. Marcy has won the Jareth. Folks, he shuffled it up. I sat here and watched it. If Kill Mill or Marcy would have won, it would have been like, this shit's rigged. Kill Mill's like, I call for a recount. Make him hand deliver that shit. So yeah, so Marcy, congratulations on winning the Jareth. For those of you who didn't see, you can go back and watch. He shuffled it, and I'm looking at them. They're all different names. There's not like 12 of them that say Marcy, and then everybody's only got one. So yeah, no, yeah, because there's Bacon. Yeah.
Goblin Lord.
I thought at first when I read it, it said Manny. I'm like, oh my god, and I'm like, no, he wouldn't put Armand's name down as Manny.
No. Armand is Armand.
Armand is Armand. So, yeah, Mark, I know you're watching. So anyway, this one's like glued together, dude. Oh, you use sticky notes. That's why. Oh yeah. Oh, and Ben the Douche Miller. Okay, so some of these even got nicknames. But yeah, so
just the one.
So I'm looking here. That crispy guy. Yeah, so no, there's all different names on here, so it's definitely not rigged. Theirs weren't sticky before he got a hold of them. Oh, no. Nah. That's not cream of some young guy. Well, he's not young, so never mind. Nope, they're all...
I'd rather be a short chef than a douche, Ben. Okay,
so there you go. So, Marcy, I know you can't read it, but anyway, Marcy is your winner, so we will be... When are you gonna... Are you going out there anytime soon?
I'll probably figure it out.
Okay, so... We'll either FedEx it to you, or somebody... We know. We'll either FedEx it out to you, or it'll be hand-delivered. However, I'm going to make this a requirement. You need to take a selfie with your Jareth and post it to our Facebook page, which is a Raj and Rich Show on Facebook. You can click there and you can talk about it and stuff like that. So there you go. He gets...
You know, shut up, Tasha. Just stop right there.
He gets stuck in the dirty cooter. Oh.
Oh, no, that's Ben, because Ben is a douche.
Oh, got it. Okay. Ben,
Ben
see?
Is a
douche nozzle. He gets stuck in the dirty cooter. Okay, got it. All right.
Oh!
It's almost 11 o'clock here, and I've been awake since 4 a.m. So.
Oh, she's about to pop off.
I'm running on
fumes.
I wouldn't talk about your park, Bubba. Oh no.
That's not Bubba. That's Tasha.
You're talking about Tasha. No, I bet it's both of them.
No, because if it was Bubba, it'd say Bubba Heiss.
No, it says Bubba and Tasha. So
but that's together. Because that's Tasha's email.
Well, oh yeah, that's true. That's not Tasha.
Oh god.
So Bubba has taken it over.
God damn it. Okay, so that's the end of the show.
Yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen, folks. This is the last show before Christmas. However, will we be doing a new show before New Year's?
We can.
Okay, so we will have one more show in 2017.
Well, if that is the case, then I will definitely hand-deliver the Jareth in person.
You will be?
Yes.
Oh.
Because, well, look what she said.
For hand delivery, so I can thank the delivery person with a kiss. Alright, I'm going to Oklahoma. I haven't been there in a while. I got an uncle that lives in Altus. I know Oklahoma's really nice this year. I think. What? She said she was going to give the delivery guy a kiss.
Yeah, well.
I'm going to Oklahoma.
Okay. You have fun with that.
Oh.
Now you know where she's at.
They have ways. I know guys.
Anyways.
They work.
So that's going to be the end of our show, people.
They work for the CIA.
That's the end of our show. I'm Raj.
And I'm Rich. And folks, we won't see you again before Christmas, so... No, I want my boyfriend, not an old East Coast dude.
Hello.
Burn.
Do you need some aloe vera? Because that was a burn.
Why won't I change my skin tone so I'm not so white? I want to be brown like you, then I might be cooler. Just saying. Alright, so anyway, folks, so this is going to be the last show before the holiday season. So, folks, whatever holiday you celebrate this in December, please enjoy it to the best of your ability. Bring people in and have a good time. If you got parties to go to parties. Enjoy fellowship and everything else, because you never know if this one will be the last one. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Always enjoy the holidays. Let it bring peace into your lives and joy into your hearts. Okay, folks? For all of us here at the Raj and Rich Show, have yourself a Merry Christmas.
Seasonal seasonings. Festivus,
Kwanzaa.
Yule.
I think we're already past Hanukkah.
Yeah.
You know, but if you celebrate Hanukkah too, hope you had a Merry Hanukkah. And if it's a holiday you celebrated, then by all means, we wish you the very best in it. All right, and we will see you again before the end of the year. So have yourself a good one. Don't do anything we wouldn't do, even though that doesn't leave you a whole big room of error. And we'll see you later.
I'm Raj.
And I'm Rich.
Have a good night.
Good night.